dealt about the second chapter, that is accounts of not for profit organization. What does it mean? It is an organization which is meant for only for doing the service. Their concern is not making enough profit. What are the organization which will come under the not-profit organization? Charitable institutions, education institution, hospital, libraries. Why they were doing this? Because to service to the people. In that also, according to the section 8, the Companies Act says, not-profit organization also have to prepare the final accounts. Okay, in the final accounts, we have to prepare the receipts and payments, income and expenditure, and the balance sheet. The last class, we dealt about the receipts and payments. Yes? Am I right? Yes. Next one is income and expenditure. Income and expenditures. And the final one is balance sheet. Today in this session, we just concentrate on the income and expenditure. Before going into detail, what is the income and expenditure? In the last session, I have told you that I will explain about the peculiar items, some of the terms which will come under the non-profit organization. First one, I will explain the subscriptions. What do you mean by subscriptions? Sanda. I told you, Sanda. Okay, this is collected by the members for monthly, halfly, yearly or quarterly. Subscriptions அப்படினா என்ன அப்படினு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, இப்போ ஒரு நம்ம பார்க்கறதே நாட் ப்ராஃபிட் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் ஆர் a ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் கிளப். இப்போ ஒரு டென்னிஸ் விளையாடுறதுக்கோ ஒரு பில்லியர்ட்ஸ் விளையாடுறதுக்கோ அந்த மெம்பர்ட்ட இருந்து ஒரு கன்சர்ன் மெம்பர்ட்ட இருந்து அமௌண்ட் கலெக்ட் பண்றது தான், தட் இஸ் சப்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ் கலெக்ட் பண்றது தான். அந்த அமௌண்ட்க்கு பேர் தான் சப்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ். Okay, clear? It is the amount collected by the members for a monthly or a yearly or a quarterly or a periodically. So these are called as subscriptions. Then next one is this subscription is a revenue receipt. A return revenue receipt. It is a recurring again and again. Okay, what is the difference between capital receipt and the revenue receipt? A capital receipt, it occurs in for a 1 year only. Okay, it will not recur again and again. But the subscription is a recurring again and again. So that only it is a revenue receipts. Then next, interest on investments. Interest on investments. What do you mean by investments? முதலீடுகள். Okay. When the term only investment is given, it is a capital receipt. But when the word interest on investment, investments க்கு நமக்கு வட்டி கிடைக்குது. So வட்டி கிடைக்கிறதுங்கிறது திருப்பி நமக்கு கிடைச்சிட்டு இருக்குது தான். So அப்ப revenue receipt, revenue RR, return revenue receipt, because it is recurring again and again. நம்மளுடைய முதலீட்டுக்கு நமக்கு வட்டி வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கு. Okay. Then next, life membership fees. Life membership fees. ஓகே, இப்போ ஏதாவது நம்ம ஒரு சேரிட்டபிள் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்லயோ இல்ல எஜுகேஷனல் சொசைட்டிலயோ இல்ல லிட்டரரிலயோ நம்ம அங்க போய் ஜாயின் பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா நம்மளுடைய லைஃப் மெம்பர்ஷிப் 1 இயர்க்கான பேமெண்ட்டை நம்ம பே பண்ணிடுவோம். அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ல அந்த ஆர்கனைசேஷன்ல நம்ம 1 இயர்க்கான பேமெண்ட்டை பே பண்ணிடுவோம். ஸோ இட் கேன் பி ரிட்டர்ன் அஸ் அ லைஃப் மெம்பர்ஷிப் கேன் பி அஸ் அ கேபிட்டல் ரிசிப்ட். ரிட்டர்ன் அ கேபிட்டல் ரிசிப்ட் பிகாஸ் for a year we have to pay only for a one time because it does not recur again and again. So it is a capital receipt. ஒரே ஒரு தடவை லைஃப் மெம்பர்ஷிப் அப்படிங்கிறது நம்ம ஒரே ஒரு தடவை தான் கட்ட முடியாது. ஸோ அதனால தான் இது வந்து கேபிட்டல் ரிசிப்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னு வந்திருக்கு. ஃபோர்த் ஒன் பாத்தீங்கன்னா லீகசி. What do you mean by legacy? இது வந்து ஒரு gift not profit organizationக்கு என்னுடைய ஆசையால by will. It is the gift given to the not profit organization by a will. Okay, so this will also come under the capital receipt. நான் எப்ப பாரு சும்மா gift கொடுக்க மாட்டேன், எப்பயாவது one time தான் நம்ம கொடுக்கிறோம். So it is a gift. Then fixed one, honorarium. Okay, it is a remuneration. What does it mean? It is a remuneration. This remuneration, 1 minute. Yes, written. Honorarium means it is a remuneration paid to an employee, who is not a regular employee of the organization. It is a payment. It is a remuneration. It is given to the non-regular employee of the organization. So it is also called a capital receipts. Okay, clear? The sixth one is purchase of sports materials. Yes, what do you mean by sports material? We want bats, balls, tennis items, etc. These are all we are buying again and again for sports equipments and all sports material. So, purchase of a sports material will come under as revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditures. Okay, clear, because we used to for playing in these items, sports and all, we want bats and balls. So it can be as revenue expenditures. Then purchase of sports equipment. Purchase of sports equipment is capital expenditure. It does not recur again and again. So, it termed as a capital expenditure. Then next, purchase of sports material, purchase of sports equipments. So, these are the little different terms which we'll use in the not-profit organization. Subscriptions, revenue receipt, interest on investment, revenue receipt, life membership fees, capital receipt, legacy, capital receipt, honorarium, capital receipt, purchase of sports material, revenue expenditure, purchase of sports equipment, capital expenditure, and also donations. These donations can be termed as a general donation or a specific donation. Okay, donation, if there is without any condition, if the donation is given, it will come under the revenue receipt. But if there is a conditions, if there is a condition giving the donation, it may be explained as a specific donation. What will come under the specific donation is prize fund. Prize fund or tournament fund. If they have specified, okay, donations, generally, if there is any conditions, it is called as a revenue receipt. If there is a condition that is a specific, that is a prize fund or tournament fund is given, it is called as a capital receipts. This will come under the capital receipts. Then next, I have written as there are no space, I have written government grants. I have told you how these organizations will get an income only through the donations and the government grants, and also from the subscriptions. So, government grants. If the government is granting for the construction of the assets, for their construction or for the purchasing of the asset, it will come under the capital receipt. As listen, government is granting some subsidy for the construction or for the purchase of the asset, it is known as a capital receipt. If the government is granting for the maintenance of the assets, it will come under the revenue receipts. See, you must be clear which all items will come under the revenue receipt or the capital receipt. Because in the income and expenditure account, we are going to deal only about the revenue receipts and the revenue payments. So that only I am explaining. And also while preparing the balance sheet also, you should know which all the items will come under the capital receipt and the revenue receipt. So first, before working out the problem of the income and expenditure, first have a thorough on this concept: subscription, interest on investment, life membership, legacies, honorarium, purchase of sports material, purchase of sports equipment, donations, government grant, and also admission fees. Admission fees or entrance fees. So this may be a revenue or revenue receipt. Okay, this can be revenue receipt or capital receipt also. Because when a new person is entering into any organization, we used to collect an entrance fees. But again and again, the new member is every year we used to collect some amount from the members. So it is recurring again and again. So that only we can say capital receipt, and also we can say revenue receipt, and we can say also capital receipt also. Okay, clear? Now we will move on to what is the difference between receipts and payments and income and expenditure account. Next we will move on to the differences between receipts and payments and income and expenditure account. In the last class, we dealt about the receipts and payments. What all the items will come under the receipts and the payment? All the items will come under the receipts. Only the non-cash items, that is depreciation or accrued incomes or wages yet to be paid, that alone will not come under the receipts and payments account. Now, we will know what is the differences between receipts and payments and income and expenditure account. Listen carefully. In the receipts and the payments, we will write the opening balances and end with the closing balances. Opening balance and end with the closing balance. But in the income and the expenditure, you should not write the opening balances of the cash or closing balances of the cash. It ends with the surplus. It ends with surplus or deficit. I'll explain while deriving the problem what is surplus, what is deficit. Then second one is, it is a cash account. It is a real account. It is a real account. It is a nominal account. Because receipts and the payment, receipts are entered in the debit side and the payments are entered in the credit side. It is in the nominal account. Expenditures are entered in the debit side and the incomes are entered in the credit side. Then subscriptions relating to any year. Relating to any year we will enter. Any year we will enter in the receipts and the payments. Listen carefully. But in the income and the expenditure account, we will write the subscription only pertaining to the current year. We will write only the current year. Because what is mean by current year? நடப்பு ஆண்டு. இப்ப நமக்கு 2019ல prepare பண்ண சொல்லிருக்காங்க. For example, subscription 2017, 2018, 2019 கொடுத்திருக்காங்க அப்படினா நம்ம income and expenditure account ரெடி பண்ணும்போது நம்ம 2019க்கு மட்டும் தான் நம்ம என்டர் பண்ணனும். Okay, clear. The next. Here we will write any capital receipts or revenue receipts in the receipts and the payments. But in the income and the expenditure account, you should concentrate only on the revenue receipts and the revenue expenditure. You should not take the capital receipts. Revenue receipts and revenue expenditure. Then, in the receipts and the payments, you should not deal with the non-cash items. What do you mean by non-cash items? That is depreciation or wages, accrued incomes. You should not take into account while preparing the receipts and the payments. But in the income and the expenditure account, you can deal with the non-cash items also. Non-cash items. Okay, clear? These are the basic differences. First, in the receipts and the payments, we will write the opening and the closing balances. But in the income and expenditure, you should exclude the opening balances. But it ends with the surplus or the deficits. It is a real account and it is in a nominal account. And third one is subscription relating to any year. We will write in the receipts and the payments. But the subscriptions relating to the current year only we will concentrate. And here the next point is capital receipt. Whether the nature is a capital receipt or the revenue receipts, we will enter in the receipts and the payments. But in the income and the expenditure, we will concentrate only on the revenue receipts and the revenue expenditure. And we will not concentrate on the non-cash items, that is depreciation or accrued incomes or wages yet to be paid. We don't concentrate in the receipts and the payments. But in the income and expenditure, we can write the non-cash items also. And one more minute, I've told you what is honorarium. Honorarium is the remuneration paid to a non-employee of the organization. It is in a revenue expenditure. In the last video, I've explained it is in a capital, it is in a revenue expenditure. Now we will move on to the problem. Okay, we will move on to the sixth problem. From the following particulars, receipts and the payments account of Tenkasi Thiruvallur Mantram, prepare income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2019. See here, you only concentrate which all the items is a capital receipt or revenue receipt. Here, already in the question they will be given receipts and payments. Receipts means it is an income. Payment means it is an expenditure. Here you need not worry about whether it is a receipt or a payment. But here you should concentrate or you have to check whether it is a capital receipt or a revenue receipt. If you got this answer, you will derive the problem correctly. Now we will move on to the problem. Write the heading. In the books of what is the name? Tenkasi, Thiruvalluvar Mandram, income and expenditure for the year ended 31st March, look the year, 31st March 2019. Okay. Here you should write in the debit side expenditure, amount, and in the credit side you should write the income. You should not forget or you should not misplace this. Income should come in the debit side or expenditure in the credit side. Everything will be goes in a wrong manner. So keep in a point that expenditure should come in the debit side and the income should come in the credit side. Put boxes. Write debitor and this side is creditor. Now we will move on to the problem. To balance B by D cash in hand. The first point, in the income and the expenditure, you should not deal with the opening balances. Okay? Yes. To interest received. Yes. It is a receipt and it is in a revenue receipt. So we can write it in the credit side by interest received. What is the amount? Interest received amount is 5,000. Yes. To subscription. Here they doesn't given any year. So whether it is in a past year or a current year or a subsequent year. So you should take it as in a current year itself. So to subscription, that it is in a revenue by subscription. What is the amount? It is 55,000. Yes. To legacies. Have you noted down what is a legacy? It is the gift given to a not-profit organization by a will. So it is a capital receipt. So you should not take it out. Okay. Then entrance fees. Okay. We can take an entrance fees. To entrance fees 7,000. It is a revenue receipt because I have told you, because this fees is collected from the new members again and again. So we can take it as a revenue receipt. So by entrance fees. Entrance fees is how much? 7,000. Okay, now concentrate over here. To sale of furniture, they have sold the furniture. Actually, the book value is 17,000. The furniture actual value is 17,000, but they have sold for a 16,000. So we have to find out whether it is a profit or a loss. So check it. See, actual value is 17,000. They have sold for a 16,000. Then what does it mean? Yes, it is meant by for a loss. So write. Loss means where you have to write. We have to write it in the expenditure. So to loss on sale of furniture. What is the furniture loss of sale? 17,000 minus 16,000 gives 1,000. Okay. Yes. Now we will move on to the payment side. By salaries, we know it is the expenditure. It is the recurring and again to salaries. How much? What is the salaries amount? 20,000. Then next, rent. It is occurring again and again. So rent. What is the rent amount? Is 24,000. The next traveling expenses, it is an expenses. Traveling expenses. How much traveling expenses is 2,000. The next printing and stationery, it is an expenses to printing and stationery. How much printing and stationery is 6,000. Am I right? Printing and stationery is 6,000. Investment made. Can we write investment made? No. It is a capital receipts. So you should not take. Buy sports material purchased. It is a capital expenditure. So you should not take this also. And closing balance, I have told in the first difference itself, you should not concentrate on the opening balance and closing balance. Check whether I have written everything. Yes? Yes, I have written everything. Total this side. Total this side, you will get 67,000. 55 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 67,000. Okay, this side also you will get this side, if you add, you will get 53,000. So 67,000 minus 53,000, you will get 14,000. So total it, you will get 67,000. What does this mean? What does it mean? Income is more and expenditure is less. So we should write surplus. What do you mean by surplus? Adhigam. Okay, deficient na kammiya irukku. Surplus na adhigama irukku. Expenditure vida income adhigama irukku. So to surplus appa write it in the bracket. Excess of income over expenditure. Excess of income over expenditure 14,000. That's the end of the sum. Okay, it's a very easy sum. The next sum is, seventh sum is homework. You work it out and post the videos. Okay, receipts and payments la நம்ம opening balances எழுதும், closing balances எழுதும். Income and expenditure la opening balancing concentrate பண்ணக்கூடாது, closing concentrate பண்ணலாம். இதுல நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது என்னவா இருக்கும்னா surplus ஆ deficient ஆ இருக்கான்னு கண்டுபிடிப்போம். அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம receipts and payments ல subscription எந்த வருஷத்துக்கு இருந்தாலும் எழுதுவோம். ஆனா income and expenditure ல நம்ம current yearக்கு மட்டும் தான் நம்ம எழுதணும். Next இதுல capital receipts and payments ல capital receipt revenue receipt எதுவா இருந்தாலும் நம்ம கான்சென்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணுவோம். ஆனா இங்க நம்ம இன்கம் அண்ட் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்ல வெதர் இட் இஸ் a revenue receipt revenue expenditure அப்படின்னு தான் இருக்கும். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் பாத்தீங்கன்னா அங்க நான் கேஷ் ஐட்டமான டிப்ரிசியேஷனையோ wages yet to be paid அக்யூட் இன்கம் நம்ம எழுத மாட்டோம். பட் இந்த இன்கம் அண்ட் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் we will concentrate. அதுல நமக்கு முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுத்து அந்த டிப்ரிசியேஷனை ஏன்னா நான் கேஷ் ஐட்டம்ஸ் நம்ம இன்கம் அண்ட் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் அக்கௌண்ட்ல ரெடி பண்ணலாம். இன்கம் அண்ட் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் ரெடி பண்ணும்போது எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் எப்பயுமே நமக்கு டெபிட் சைடுல வரணும், எப்பயுமே இது வந்து கிரெடிட் சைடுல. இந்த சம்ல அவங்களே கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. ரிசிப்ட்ஸ்னாலே நமக்கு தெரியும் இட் இஸ் இன்கம், பேமெண்ட்னா எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இதுல என்னன்னா you have to pick out whether it is a capital receipt or revenue receipt. Okay, just work out the sums and please post the videos. It is a useful time for you, so please make use of this time. Thank you.